This conference will now be recorded.
So Glide Record is most important API in ServiceNow platform, which will be running from server side. Glide Record is mainly used to perform some cloud operation to database level. So ServiceNow platform is not supporting to execute any SQL statements and not execute any SQL queries. Instead of that, we are using Glide Record. So Glide Record architecture, we're already aware of it. And Glide Record API mapping and architecture we need to understand. If you understand this Glide Record API mapping, you will be able to working with very easily Glide Record APIs. So Glide Record API may contain a number of methods. So now we are going to executing each method one by one. Okay. So yesterday already we seen what is the use of the query method and add query method. Okay. Now let's start write the code. So variable inc, variable is var keyword, inc is variable name. You'll be able to pass any name, but always you should pass the meaningful names. Okay. Variable inc, it's always camel case. And how can you declare the new glide record object? So we have to define new glide record. So glide record is the case sensitive. G is the capital or is the capital. In case if you pass the small g, system won't understand what you passed here. So now I'm going to performing CRUD operation for which table. That table we have to pass. That will be incident, problem, change, any other. Okay. And next one is variable like an inc. This table has stored into this variable, and then I'm going to add the query. So now table has stored into this variable. Mean the table is over here, right? And then I want to get some records where the priority equal to 1 and see dot add query category equal to software. Let me add one more query. How can you add the query? Following by add query method. This is camel case, right? Case sensitive. Every month is the case sensitive. Active. You'll be able to pass the parameter like this also. Active equal to true. Once you added multiple queries into your glide record, then immediately we need to execute the query. Then we have to define while loop inc dot next method. What are the records you want to print? I want to print only those incident numbers. Okay, first of all, our query will enter into my incident table. Table is stored over here. Okay, so then it will be checking the each record one by one. Where the priority equal to 1, category equal to software, and active equal to true. So where our condition meet, those all the records can print here, and then again move to next record. If the condition meet, print here, and again move to next record like that. If you want to run the loop within the same table, so we need to write while loop. We need to use while loop. Okay, just start. How can you get the output in ServiceNow? Just start print or just start info. Be able to use any method. Just start info. Then I want to print only the record number. So wait our condition made. Copy this entire code, and where we have to execute this code, background script. This application I'm adding to favorite because I don't want switch every time. Click on background script application, open the window, and run your script. and printing these all tickets where your condition met. Okay, if you don't want to execute any particular statement or line, you will be able to keep in comment forward, like following by the forward double slash. Okay, following by double forward slash. Okay, in this case, I'm this activity, this statement is keep in comment. If that method is keep in comment, what happened? Nothing. Okay, so when you add multiple queries into your code, okay, so immediately we have to use query method. Then we can write the while loop to run the loop. Okay, in this case, I'm printing only instant number, right? Once again, execute the code. Okay, now I want to print another column value also. This moment only printing instant number. So now I want to print all records or description also. Can you print it out? Plus, take space, and see underlining database name, description. Okay, I'm going to printing both column values, numbers and short description values. Once again, copy the same code and paste here, run. Now it's printing number and all tickets short description also. Similarly, if you want to print other column values also, we have to follow the same strategy. Okay. And next one, move to another method. So working with query, add query, next and while loop. Okay. So now I'm going to work with multiple queries. I have had multiple queries also already. We've seen that. So now we're going to working with add and curd query. So when you write a number of statements into your code, each statement will be executed line by line, right? First of all, it will be checking that glide record API, then first query, second query, third query. If you pass n number of statements into your code, each line will be executed one by one. As a application developer or any other developer, so always they try to reduce the number of lines of code. I don't want to write unnecessary code or unnecessary code in your code snippet. So instead of passing n number of queries, can we pass single query? Yes, you will be able to pass single query also. How can you pass the single query? Very simple. See, navigate it to take one more duplicate tab and go to all. Go to all. Apply the filter condition. Filter condition is active is true. Priority is critical. Category is software. When you click on run, you will get all this record, right? Instead of passing multiple queries into your code snippet, directly you can be able to pass single encoded query. So what is your encoded query? First of all, we can apply multiple filter condition as per the requirement. So then we have to copy this entire query. Copy query. This query directly I can use into my code snippet. Okay, so variable inc equal to new write record. As if you write this same like a API multiple times, it's very like simple to remember the like a hierarchy of the code. Okay, variable inc equal to new glide record. The table name you have to define. Then So how can you pass the multiple queries into single query? How can you binding multiple queries into single query? In this case, we have to use one more method called add encoded query. And say that add encoded query. So the query should be in single or double quotes. And then we have to execute the query. It's a common method. And then define while loop and say that next method. Then what are the columns you want to print? gs.print, and I want to print only inc number. So I have reduced almost 3 to lines of code, right? And again back to script background and printing only 5 tickets. So instead of passing multiple queries into your code snippet, directly these all queries can binding into single query called add encoded query. This is called encoded query. This encoded query don't type never. It's not recommended, not best practice. Okay, so what are the records you want to fetch? First of all, you can navigate it to that particular list view. There we can apply multiple filter conditions. That query we can copy and use into your encoded query. Don't type this encoded query manually. It's very difficult. Clear? So it is a one more method. Next one. If you're using only query method, what happened? I'm not adding any queries to my code. Okay, and click on run. So it will be printing all records. It will be printing all 69 records from the table. In case if you want to filter those records, you have to add the queries. And this one is, I want to get only active records from incident table. Guys, do you know which method we can use? I want print only active tickets. And query already we seen that. Okay, very simple. There is the one more method called add active query. So when you want to get only active tickets from incident table, we have to use add active query method. Add active query. No need to pass any parameters into add active query. It's a direct function. Okay, let's take this code and execute into background script and run script, and it will be printing only active tickets. Okay, and now I want to get only inactive tickets. Active ticket means where the instance state equal to 1, 2, 3 means new, in progress, on hold, and resolved. These all the tickets that comes under active tickets. So when you want to get inactive tickets, okay, there is one more method called add inactive query. Inactive query. Add inactive query. So inactive query used to get only inactive tickets from respective table. Either state equal to closed and cancelled. These all are inactive tickets. Okay, so directly you can be able to get the inactive tickets or active tickets, and sometimes you can be able to pass the like add query method also. Add query method. So then we have to pass the parameters. So when you like using add query method, we have to pass the top 3 parameters: field name and operator value, field name and value. Okay, so active equal to true nothing but it can be indicating active tickets. When you're using add query method, we have to pass the parameter like this: active equal to true. It will be getting all active tickets. Clear, guys? Any questions up to now? Next one. So I'm going to adding different.
Srinivas,
Yeah,
Srinivas.
tell me first.
I mean that background script used for only verifying the script.
Yes, background scripts I'm using to learning how the each method is executing, what is the result of each method. Okay, but background script is not actual place to write the code. So actual place where we can write the code, business rules, client scripts, UI actions, schedule jobs, events. Okay, these all the places we can write the script. Okay, without knowledge of Glide query and any other APIs, how can you write the code? It's very difficult, right? That's why first of all we're going to practicing these all APIs. Is it clear?
Yes, Srinivas, thank you.
Okay. Now I'm going to working with add query, so we can be able to pass two or three parameters. If you pass two parameters, field name and value. In case if you want to pass three parameters, field name, operator and value. So we can be able to pass the different operators also. So let me example take this code. So variable inc equal to new glide record, incident table. So add active query can defining its active tickets, and I'm going to adding one more query. So priority less than or equal to 2. You tell me guys what is the mean by less than or equal to 2? Priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 nothing but critical, and 2 is high, 3 is moderate, 4 is planning, and 4 is low, 5 is planning. Now I want to print, okay, all the tickets where the priority 2 or below. Below means nothing but 1 only. So this moment it's printing only priority 1 and 2 tickets. Okay, so where the priority less than or equal to 2 and printing all the 1 and 2. Now I want to know what are the priority 1 tickets, what are the priority 2 tickets.
Will it work like as a for loop?
I can see that.
Hello, sir.
Please.
Sir, it works as a like for loop. Priority is less than equal to 2.
What is a for loop?
For loop in a JavaScript.
I'm not getting your question. What is your question, Ronald?
Uh, for loop in a JavaScript, like it's working as a for loop. Like the run now, it will be printed 1 and 2 incident, right?
For loop is different. So when you want to printing and creating a number of tickets, so loop will be running in the for loop. So I equal to 0, you can take it, and the short description value I want to printing, and like every time it will be increasing, right? That is a different. I'm not
Yes.
using any for loop. So
Okay.
99% we are using only while loop in glide record. Okay,
Okay, sir.
I am not talking about any for loop here. Okay, so by default it's printing only number. This moment I want print priority also. Okay, so add active query is used to get the active tickets, and I'm adding one more query where the priority less than or equal to 2 minutes and printing and one both, right? So either 2 or 1 or both. So printing 1 and 2. Yes, priority 2, priority 2, priority 2. This number is belongs to priority 2 ticket, right? Okay, and now so I want to like a sorting. So when I'm printing these all incident tickets, so these all incidents are not in order, right? So these all the tickets I want to display in order. How can you display these all the tickets in order? There is a one more method we have to use. Inc dot order by. Order by is one more method. So what is the order by field? Order by field is priority. And giving 1 2. It's a small, not capital. That's why it's not getting executed. It's printing first of all order wise. It's a ascending order 1 2 3 4 5 like that. If you want to printing, so these all the priorities in descending order. There is a one more method called order by descending, DSC, order by descending. Now it will be printing all the records in descending order, 2 and 1 0 like that. Okay, some customers are unable to understand what is the mean by 1 2 3 4 5. That moment you'll be able to print display value also. 1 2 3 4 5, these all are actual values. In case if you want to print a display value of each actual value, so we have to pass that extending with one more method. So priority is printing, right? So how to display the display value? There is a one more method called get display value. This is called dot walking, where the actual values are there. So they're all like all fields we can be able to get the display value also. The method is get display value. So let me print once again. Let me execute the code. 5 and 1 critical. Okay, so we can be able to use a number of parameters operators in SQL, right? ServiceNow platform is not allowing to execute any SQL statements directly. Instead of executing SQL statements, we can be able to use all operators. All SQL operators we can be able to use it. All SQL operators we can be able to use in ServiceNow Glide Record API. Okay, but so we're executing through Glide Record. Okay, it's like less than or equal to. Now I'm going to execute one more code. So where the short description contain SAP. Let me take this code. So variable INC equal to new glide record of instant table, and I'm going to getting the active tickets. Then second query is priority. This is not required. You can keep in comment or remove this one. Add query. Okay, so in this add query method, we're using 3 parameters. Short description contain is the operator. Contain is SQL operator, right? So you'll be able to use all SQL operators where short description contains SAP keyword. I want to display those other tickets. I can print number and short description. Okay, now let me take this code, run it. See, so where short description value contain SAP, 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 here also SAP, SAP, right? 4 records are meet my condition. So where short description value contain SAP, now I want to print those other tickets. Clear, guys? So this is the way how we can use all SQL operators into your glide record. Clear, guys? And remaining you can practice yourself. I've given so many examples. Starts with, ends with. Add active query already we have practiced in active query also. And get and query method. For example, I have passed one query into here. Variable INC equal to new glide record instant table. Just I have added one enquery query to my code and then execute the query and writing while loop. And when you want to get any enquery query which is passed into your code, so this enquery query I'm going to printing. How can you get the enquery query? Through script, we have to use the method called get and record query. So when you want to add the enquery query, you have to use add encode query method. So when you want to get the encode query, which is already passed in the code, we have to use get encode query method. This is called encode query. Okay, if you remove the loop, so it will be printing the only once. Clear? And next one is order by. Let me take this code. Order by. So I have added two, like a three field, right? So always we can write the code, guys. That is the best practice in your case. Variable inc equal to new client record instant table. Tell me, guys. The requirement is I want to get the active tickets where the priority equal to 1 category software. Tell me. Tell me the code,
inc
guys.
dot add active query.
Dot add
And
query,
see that?
add
Add active
encoded
query.
Yes. Encoded query is the best practice, right? Instead of passing multiple queries. These two conditions are enough. Copy the query and go to my code and see dot add encoded query. Every method is camel case sensitive. Add when the method starts with always small letter add. So encoded is the capital, query is the capital. In case if you pass any small q or small e, your code won't execute. That encode query always we can keep in single or double quote. And then what is the next case?
inc dot query method.
Yes. Okay. Every time we have to use query method to execute the code into the table. Then while loop is the
While
common
inc
inc
dot
dot add
Next
next
method.
method.
and next record in the table query table. So we have to pass the next method. So what are the
ts
field values you want to print
ts dot print.
or info? Then inc dot number. Then if you want to print more column values, you'll be able to print more column values also. We have to pass underlining database field names, short description. Don't pass any label names. Okay. Our condition meet these all incident tickets. Okay. Now I want to display these all the tickets in ascending order based on which column. So that column we need to pass in order by. So I, U, H, U, N, U, right? So this short description value I want to print based on the order. Okay, so in this case we can add that one more line of code inc dot order by. It's ascending order based on which field?
Short description.
Short description. Copy the same code, navigate it to background script and paste here. Run. So now it's printing all instant tickets in otherwise. It's ascending. CEHI. In case these all the tickets I want to display in descending order, there is a method called order by descending. Don't pass the complete descending. It's a DSC only. Okay, every method is a case sensitive and camel case, guys. We have to pass the method as it is. Okay, don't use your own methods. Just won't execute and won't understand. So it's a descending order. Okay, and next one is I'm going to working with set limit method. Let me take order by. Okay, so when we executed this code, it's printing all the tickets where our condition met. Almost five, almost 18 to 20 tickets. But I don't want display these all 20 tickets. I want print only 5 tickets from the table for our condition. So we can be able to add one more method, inc dot set limit. It's a very important method in interview also. Very frequent asking in every interview. How to get limited records from your query table? Which method we have to use in get record? Set limit. So how many records you want to get? That number we have to pass. I want to get only first 5 tickets where your condition meet. Not updated, latest updated. First 5 tickets can print so where your condition meet. In case if you want to print the 7 tickets where your condition meet, according to your requirement, you can pass the number in set limit method. Okay. Clear, guys? Are able to follow me?
Srinivas, like for this set limit, do we have to pass? And if I want to pull the first 7 records based on the created date, like that, can we do it with the set?
Yes, we can do it. So in case if you want to how many records are created like recently, those records I want to print. Okay, so which method we can use? Order by created on. Okay.
Okay.
Just you can take order by, and what are the latest tickets are created? Only those tickets I want to print in your code. Okay, so these all the tickets are created recently. Okay.
Okay.
Or descending latest updates. So what are the tickets are recently updated? Those all 7 tickets I want to print. So what are the tickets are recently updated? Okay, those 5 tickets I want to print. So these all 5 tickets are recently updated. In this case, we can pass. Okay, recently updated. Nothing but recently created, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So we need to put more effort on this all, guys. These all methods you can practice one by one. Next one I'm going to working with get method. So get method is very tight method, so we can use it to get the specific value of the record. So where inc equal to, it's a common hierarchy we have to follow. New glide record, and the glide record table we have to pass as a first parameter. And next one is using get method. You can take any number field or any other field. Number I'm taking. Record number 7001. gs start print. And c dot like a short description. Okay, variable and c equal to new glide record of instant table. Okay, now table is stored into this variable. Now I'm getting this number. So where the number is equivalent to this number. Okay, so this number will be handled, this record will be handled. Then I want to printing. So what is the short description of this number? That value I'm going to printing. Go to background script. So this is the way we can use get method. Employee payroll application server is down. It is a short description of this particular incident number. Okay, that case we can use the get method. And next one is choose window. So what about choose window? Let me take this code. Choose window giving the result in between. Okay, so variable inc equal to new glide record table I have provided, and then I'm adding a query priority equal to 1. Then need to get the active tickets also. Okay, execute your code and printing all the priority 1 tickets which are in active state. But I don't want print these other tickets. So I want print from 12th record to 16th record. So my condition meet almost 20 records, right? But I don't want print these all 20 tickets. I want print from 13 records to 17 records. 13 record to 17 records. So in this case, we can use the choose window method. So choose window method nothing but 3 to 7 minutes. So you tell me guys total how many records it will be print?
4. 4, sir.
4. Why 4?
7.
Third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one.
What about 7?
No, sir. Excluded second value is there, no, sir.
Yes.
That's all.
First value will be included. Second value will be excluded. Means it will be printing third record, fourth record, fifth record, sixth record. But seventh record is not printing. So 7th parameter is excluded. First parameter is included. So when you're using choose window method. So choose window method is used to printing the specific records in between the one number to another number. Only printing 4 tickets. This is the importance of choose window. What is the difference between choose window and set limit? Set limit method used to printing only set of records. So when you are pass the specific number, but choose window will be printing in between the two numbers. Like how many tickets are in between two numbers? 3 to 7 tickets like that. Okay, this is the one more method called choose window. And next one is get row count. This is the very important. How will you get count of records in specific table? So how will you get count of records in specific table? Total how many incidents are in incident table? Total how many records in incident table? Those count it will be printing. So which method we have to use? Get row count. This is a very important method, very frequent asked in interview also. They will ask a straight question. How can you print count of records from specific table? Which method you can use? You can say get row count. Total how many records in incident table? That count will be printing. Like how many incidents? 77 incidents. So directly you can take the table name and now store here and execute the query, and then So to get the print of records, we use to get row count. Get row count method we have to use to get the count of records from specific table. Okay, in case if you want to print only active tickets, what is the count of active tickets? In this case, I have passed the one more query. So user table store here, right? Active equal to true. So total, how many active users in ServiceNow instance? Those all active users we can be able to get. Active is nothing but a, so where the record active equal to true. 674 users are in active state. Those count it will be printing. And remaining methods are very easily. How can you get the table details? So how can you get the table details? For example, what is the client record query here? Like a client record table. So the client record table is change request. So again, I'm using get table name method to get the table name which is passed into your client query. And run script change request. So when you want to get the table name of your query, like a table name of your like what is it? Glide table. So we have to use get table name. And next one is get value. You can take that another code. So what is a get value? It's a common glide record. Adding the query active equal to true. Then immediately execute the query. Then define the while loop and just start print. Now I want to print the get value. So in case if you remove the get value method also directly you can be able to print in the short description. So in this case directly you can be able to print short description. Get the value of short description. These all active tickets. But sometimes you can be able to use the get value method also. Get value method used to get the current field value. This field should be in single or double quote. Okay, and you want to add any one more query and say dot add query that equal to 1. Copy the code, navigate it to background script, execute it. Okay, so get value method is used to get the value of specific field. And in case if you want to get the value of priority, it will be printing so priorities. 111, right? Because I have passed the query 1. And if you want to print that like a dot working, can I pass like this? Get value method. Get display value. One is actual value and the priority is get display. Just want executing, I think. So we can't pass like that when you're using get value. Get value, we have to pass the only field name as a parameter. So we can't get any display value. But if you want to get the display value, directly we can follow the dot working. But when we are using get value method, only we will be able to pass field name. Only one parameter in get value method. The field name is priority. Field name is priority. Need to cause one more process. Okay, but if you want to get the display value, you can remove this one. Now we are able to pass get display and get display value. Critical, right? So till now, so we are working on only read the records from specific table using by the different methods. Tomorrow I can elaborate more into how to create the record, how to update the record, and how to delete the record through scripting. So what are the methods we have to use to perform these all operations? Remaining 15 methods I can complete on tomorrow. So up to now you can practice, guys. Okay.
Srinivas, Himanshu here.
Please, Himanshu.
Hello. Actually, I asked the admin team to send this document. They haven't sent it. Can you please follow up on that? Just ask them to send it to us. No?
I think already sent. They are stored in you can access from Google Drive. Himanshu, you can try it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Srinivas.
Okay. Guys, please practice well slowly. Okay. These all methods are very, very important, very frequently used in scripting part. Okay, I'm not writing the scripting directly into actual places. First of all, we need to learn all APIs and all methods we need to practice well. Then only we can jump into actual place we can write the code. So until and unless we can practice it. Okay. Okay, guys.
Sir, one irrelevant question.
Okay.
To become an architect, do we need functional knowledge?
Functional knowledge, yes, required, Naveen. Definitely. So we need to guide them, right? What is the responsibility of architect? They have to guide them. For example, one developer is written a number of lines of code, add a number of add queries. As the architect, what we can say, don't use that a number of add query methods. Instead of that, we can use that unquery query method.
Oh, okay. They need to know technical stuff also.
Yeah, technical also is required.
Okay, Srinivas. Thank you.
Okay. See you tomorrow, guys.